Burrell, level 2 lead instructor, and I'm going to,
If I fall, don't laugh.
share a few things with you.
The biggest thing I want to point out to everybody is for the 2013 season, we are doing away with the opt-out for level 2. So if you are an opt-out for level 2, it does no longer exist. You must come to class, okay? We are writing school. We're going to teach you something every time you come out. We need you to come to class, okay? Is that clear? We're going to be issuing stickers, so you must come to class to get the stickers to get on the track, okay? Dave kind of talked about it a little bit. Brent touched on it. Remember, we haven't ridden in a couple months, most of us, especially on the track. So nice and slow, amp it up nice and slowly, okay? You guys are going in too hot, you're amping it up too fast, we will slow you down, okay? So take it easy, build it up nice and slow. Like Brent said, probably 1, 2 o'clock, depending on what the weather does. So everybody, nice and slowly, get comfortable on the bike again. I've seen a lot of people talk about being on a new bike this year, getting a new bike over the winter. Work on it slowly, okay? Brent mentioned it again. It's kind of chilly out. We had the moisture over the night. Everything's a little slick. Take it easy, nice and smooth controls, okay? Monitor your concentration. Even when it's like this and it's kind of cool and overcast, you still need to drink water. You're still going to exert. You're still going to need to rehydrate, okay? Art put out the X's out there. He's a real fast rider. He knows what he's doing. He's been out here a bunch of times. Those X's are in good spots. You guys use the X's all day long, okay? They're not going anywhere. Stay on the X's. The instructors will be on the X's. You guys should be on the X's. The X's are on the line, or real close, okay? You guys be real safe out there. No transports, no fall downs today, okay? Appreciate it, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Oh, one thing I wanted to add, that Brad has said that they, after we break up here,
the riders meeting, we did do away with the opt-out for level 2. We realized that the level 2 guys, the opt-outs seem to be the ones that were kind of giving us the most trouble as far as, because they didn't hear changes throughout the day and stuff like that. Again, it is a riding school, it's not an open track day, so we felt like the safest way for everybody would be bring everybody to class. We have kind of negotiated with Art. He does the art class with Brant. He is going to help me out on the days they're not doing the art class to come out and kind of give that extra little help to some of the faster guys that are riding level 2 that are trying to make that leap to level 3. So it's kind of going to be like a little bonus deal for you too. And we'll probably even have him break off in class a little bit in case you guys have some questions for him. He's a great source to pick his brain as far as you want to get some lap times down or just somebody to go out and follow this real fast too. Okay?
Does anybody have lap timers today?
Yeah, Dave Rentham. Keep in mind, if you are running a lap timer, you need to go. Talk a little bit about the flags. Anybody new to Ride Smart? Yeah. Okay, so you never ridden Ride Smart? Okay, good. Anybody first time at this track? All right. Anybody first time in level 2? Alright, so when we break up into instructors, be sure you let your instructors know this is your first time at level 2. We'll work with you guys first. If you're first time at this track, we want to get you in the first group 2 so we can kind of show you around the track, okay? Alright, so we'll go over the flags. Standing yellow. Standing yellow is typically going to be at the corner before someone on the track, or somebody off the track, or something like that. So keep an eye out for it. Typically the yellow is going to be the corner before, depending on the corner work, stuff like that. Waving yellow is going to be where the incident is, or it's going to be at the first one if it's a severe thing. It's something that you need to really make attention of. Think of standing yellow, okay, there's something going on. If they're frantic like this, they're panicking, that's something important, okay? Red flag, there's an issue on the track, and they need to roll EMS or they need to roll the crash truck. You want to get off the track with your gears as soon as possible, but do not stop on the track, do not get off the grass on the track. What they mean by this is go to pit out, okay? You want to slow your speed down, we don't want to pick up 2 bikes, slow your speed down a little bit, and get off the track next year, okay? Black flag. Typically, they're going to wave it as you're going to the turn, and they're going to point it at you as you go around the turn to pick you out of the group. If there's any question, whether it's you or the guy in front of you, come off the track and talk to the track marshal, okay? He'll have a description of the bike, he'll know which one of you it is, okay? So if there's a couple of you together and they're pointed at you, you're not real sure, get off. It's better to get off then and be yelled at later for not getting off the quick time, okay? So If they point the flag at you, look down. Make sure your oil cap didn't come off, you're leaking oil all over the track, or coolant's dumping out of the bike, or something like that. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't ridden my bike in a couple months, so you know, you never know what's going to come loose. So, and I work on my own, so you really never know what's going to happen. Good.
And if that happens, you want that person to stop there.
Yes, yes. If you look down and something is leaking, something's dripping, something's smoking, that is the one and only time you have permission to get off the track and stop. Okay? Do not stop on the track, pull off into the grass and stop. Okay? We will come get you. There is no charge for that pickup. All right. But if there is nothing dripping, maybe just a fairing flapping, or maybe you made a questionable pass or something like that, go ahead and get off the track, come into the track marshal, he'll tell you exactly what it is. Typically, it's something from Blues or somebody, you know, whatever it is. If they think that you're making, you know, kind of riding erratically, they might hold you there until they get an instructor to come up and go with you. So it's for your safety. So pay attention to the corner workers when you go around. When we do the round robin, you're going to see them. Typically, I think they hold a yellow flag out for the whole first lap, so you can kind of see where they are. Pay attention. Keep your eyes up, okay?
Like on the black flag, if they run off?
Oh, yes. If you run off the track, even just for a couple seconds, you keep the bike up and you come back on the track, they want you to come in and see the track marshal, okay? They want to make sure there's nothing going on. You know, it's kind of one of those reality check things, you know. Stop for a second, talk to him, you know, make sure everything's going on, you know. One of those things about realizing you made a mistake is talking about it. So come in, talk to him, let him know what happened, and then move on, okay? You see the checker flag, you've won, the session is over. There is no cool down, this is MotoGP, so when you see the checker flag, you get off the track. Okay? Do not blow the checker flag, can't see much. Okay, first session out, we're going to do the round robin. Has anybody here not done a round robin?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Okay, all right, good, we're going to do it. All right, we're going to line up on the grid just like this. The track marshal's going to be standing here in front of us. There's going to be an instructor at the front of every row. Okay? As we go around the track, you're going to stay exactly behind the instructor. What we're doing here is showing the correct line around the track at a slow pace. We don't have to be worried about trying to go fast, or you're going too slow and the guy behind you is getting mad. None of that stuff is going to come into play. And the instructors are going to look back to make sure you're comfortable at the pace they're going. Okay? But the key here is to stay directly behind them. Don't zigzag around, don't kind of play around or whatever. They're showing you where you should be on the track at that speed. So this is a good time to see where all the potholes are, all the seams and stuff are, all the new patchwork. There's a new patch right here. So it's a great chance to look around, okay? See the deer off in the distance or cows or whatever. So anyway, follow directly behind them. As we go around to the turn, we're going to look like this. This is me, in case you guys are wondering. Alright, so as we come down the main straightaway, or not the main straightaway, they call it the front straightaway. So as we come around here, the instructor in the front of the row is going to lift his hand just like this. Okay? This signifies that the person behind the instructor falls out of line. This is the one time you get out of line. Fall out of line, and you move, drop it back. Just kind of let off the gas a little bit. Let everybody catch up to the instructor, and then you get in behind. The idea here is everybody gets a lap around the track directly behind the instructor without seeing everybody else swerving or scratching or whatever. So you're going around the track and you pay attention to just him. Okay?
If Mike wants to follow lines on the right.
Yeah.
To the right or the right to the left?
Left. On this one we do the left. Because the natural progression in the line is on the right hand side, so you're going to pull off to the left. Okay? This is the track map. It's also here. When I did this for this presentation, I did not realize that there was going to be one right next to it, so it's going to be in there several times. But this is where we're going to get with the track marshal. We're going to be all lined up. Come around, you go this direction. This direction only. Okay? Go all the way around. Down here, and this is where we're going to change. This is where the instructor will put their hand up. This is where we're going to change order. So we come around. This is pit out. We're going to swing wide, stay on the track, and come around. Sugar spikes. Okay, everybody got that memorized?
Excuse me.
Is it crocodile? Is it crocodile?
Yeah, big crocodile, yeah. Pit out, again, there's going to be a big spot of gravel here. Keep in mind that as you're coming around here, you need to keep an eye up coming down the straightaway. You can see pretty far when you're coming around here. Just make sure you don't pull out in front of you. Okay? Keep an eye out. If you're going out with the main group, typically you don't have to worry about it too much because everybody's going at the same time. But depending on if somebody held up or talked to the track marshal, the first wave may be coming around by the time you coming around there, it's a nice long run out here. You get a nice good look down the straightaway. Just don't pull out in front of anybody because they're going to go on speed, okay? Pit end. This is, again, where we want you to signal to pit end. This is also where the instructor is going to throw your hand up to change the spot, so it's a good reference point. This is where we do all of our notifications to people behind us, okay? You want to put your hand up. I kind of emphasize that you want to keep pace, okay? If you need to fall off pace, if something's going on, or you just need to get off the track and you're kind of rattled, get over to the left. The line is to the right. So get over to the left side of the track. But keep in mind, you're going to blend back in with them right here coming around the carousel because the line is right next to the grass, okay? So what I do is put my hand up, let everybody know I'm going to get off, and I maintain speed, and then I come around here, I just don't drift out. Right here you start to drift out to make the turn, I just don't drift out and I hold it tight, okay? You can keep your hand up as you go around the carousel if you're comfortable doing that, but you don't have to, okay? If you let them know back here, that should be enough. All right, any questions on fitting out? Fitting in? All right, 2 safety rules. Keep your focus in front of you. Nothing ever happens good in the past. You know, I know we study in school the history and everything like that, but nothing good ever happens in the past on track. So everything you need to worry about is in front of you, okay? If somebody's trying to get around you or somebody's behind you, let them worry about it, okay? Never look back. One way only, never reverse your direction. We only run this track one direction, so it shouldn't be too confusing. We will be going clockwise. Do not stop on the track for any reason, unless you're black flag and you're leaking something. Okay? And if you are that, do not stop on the track to do this. Okay? This is if you're looking to not get invited back, this is a great way to do it. And if you go off the track for any reason, mechanical, you fall down, whatever it is, keep your helmet on, okay? Do not take your helmet off. Because if you're in a weird spot or the bike just quit and you're not in a danger spot, well, they'll let everybody else continue as long as you're not in a crash zone, okay? So if you have your bike just quits and you have to pull over, you ran out of gas after lunch and top off, keep your helmet on. Don't ruin it for everybody else. Because if you ruin it for everybody else, as they go by, they're all going to be looking at you. They're going to know what you look like, okay? So keep your helmet on. A big rule of thumb there is if you did crash and you land on the ground or whatever, keep your helmet on until somebody of authority gets there to tell you to take it off. Typically, we're going to wait till the end because that's what they're doing. So they like you to keep the helmet on to see where the scratches are and see how bad you hit and just make sure everything's okay. All right, track safety, 6-foot passing rule. This is not 6 feet, just in case you're curious. Okay. I know we've been telling women that this is 6 inches for a long time, but this is 6 feet. Okay. You should not be able to reach out and touch the person next to you. Okay? No inside passing. No inside passing all day long. Okay? All the opt-out guys hear that?
Yeah.
All the old opt-out guys? No inside passing. Okay.
Even on straight?
It's not. It's only, and we're going to go into that a little bit. An inside pass is only after lean has been initiated. So you can pass on either side going down the straight. Okay. So Rossi here is making an inside pass on, I think that's Lorenzo. All right, don't drag down. If you got a big bike and somebody on a 600 or even a 250 past you, you know, in one of those little short spots, you know, don't go blowing back around them straight away because you're probably going to hold them up on the next couple of turns or something like that. So if you know if you're slower in turn than some other people, especially if you're right behind somebody and they kind of pull away from your turn. So the etiquette here is don't go blowing back behind them, so they have to keep trying to pass you and stuff like that. So it's just frustrating for everybody. So if you are a little slower in the turns and you're on a big fast bike, then just don't panic going down straightaways, okay? Keep it fun and enjoyable for everybody. Plus, if you're a little slower in the turns, it kind of cuts down on your pucker factor when you come into the turn and have to brake real hard too. So nice and smooth and nice and controlled. Avoid erratic, sudden line changes. So slow down for any reason. Okay, that video clip is about 10 seconds long. They broke 3 rules in that 10 seconds, okay? He looked back, he weaved when he should have been stayed on the race line, and then they made contact. Now, granted it was intentional, but they still made contact. They were definitely closer than 6 feet. So, the first guy in the green bike made 2 mistakes, and the guy that touched him made the 3rd mistake. So, you got to keep your focus in front of you, just ride your ride. If you are a little slower, I don't want you deviating off the line. I want the faster people to go around you. Okay, that's what we're here to learn is passing. I don't know about you guys, but that's the fun part.